Hola amigos, this is level 12 and today we are doing the Hetalia character that says the 7 heavenly virtues. Now, I have been trying to get this list out for, about 2.5 weeks, and I've just been lazy and not doing it because I thought it would be a rather hard list to do because Hetalia characters are not known for having good qualities, but it was not as hard as I thought. I did have one or two characters that that was really hard to place, but I think overall I did this list really well. And along with that laziness of not doing this list, I did not put a disclaimer nor a credit slide. Disclaimer is the same as always, yada yada yada, research, I base this off research, opinions, yada yada yada. But my credits, I would like to thank Crow04, who sent me down this rabbit hole of learning about, religious stuff. He/she gave me the, he/she asked if I would do the 7 heavenly provinces, which was a Marvel thing, so then I did the 7 archangels, which also was not right. Then he/she explained that they meant this, and then Gretchen Goebel gave me the list of the 7 heavenly virtues and their definitions. However, 2 of them I ended up not using because the research wasn't aligning with that. But again, thank you for that list, Gretchen. That was a big help, and it kind of gave me the motivation to do this list, because I did not want to have to sit there and do research again, because the 7 archangels thing was so long. Also, I'm not linking my research in the description again. That also took a lot of time. But anyways, what are the 7 heavenly virtues? Now, they're basically the opposites of the 7 deadly sins, but let's just go through them. First one is chastity, embracing of moral wholesomeness and discretion to one's conduct, which would be the opposite of lust. Temperance, practicing self-control and not indulging oneself, which would be the opposite of gluttony. One of the websites that I use put temperance as a synonym for it was abstinence. Abstinence, as I've been taught, has been refraining from having premarital relations, so I did not like that synonym. Next is charity, which is generosity, willing to give to others, the opposite of greed. Diligence, budgeting one's time and zealous to work. Careful when working, which would be the opposite of sloth. Patience, showing forgiveness and being merciful, resolving conflicts peacefully, which is the opposite of wrath. Kindness, showing compassion and empathy without thinking of gain for oneself, which is the opposite of envy. And humility, modesty, giving credit and not over-glorifying one's action, which would be pride. Now, let's get on to the list. First is Austria for chastity, because I feel like he's a dude that's not just gonna go and, for lack of better words, sleep around. I felt like he was very faithful when he was married to Hungary, and I remember hearing something about Spain and Austria were married, and Spain was like, oh, let's everyone get married. And the way I remember what I had thought Austria said, Spain, I will not allow polygamy into this marriage, but what he actually said was, Spain, I will not acknowledge bigamy, and polygamy is having multiple wives, and bigamy is marrying someone when you are not divorced to the other person. It's like you're already married and you're trying to get married again, which I don't think that's legal in the US, but whatever. I just felt like that Austria, because you see the ring on this finger, don't think that's the ring finger, but whatever. He's good there. He's good there. Next is Macau for temperance. Now, since temperance is the opposite of gluttony, I did try to look for a character who refrained from eating a lot, and I couldn't really find that one. But it said Macau was in an area with a lot of gambling, and he does not indulge himself in gambling. He doesn't indulge in most things. He tries to live a very calm, peaceful life, and just kind of off-rail comment. I love how Hema draws Asian characters. I love how Macau, Vietnam, Taiwan, and I love how Hong Kong look. I love their traditional clothing, their personalities. I like all of them except for Hong Kong, because he's a little kind of angsty teen over there, but whatever. But Macau is probably one of my favorites, because he's just this philosophical dude. I don't know. I like Macau. And he's in an area, like, Monaco has a big casino, and she goes out and gambles, but, like, she wins, but Macau, he could also do that, and I bet he would also win, but he doesn't. He chooses not to. He does not indulge himself in the gambling. Next is Thailand for charity. Now, I read that even though he was an ally of the Axis powers, he left World War II pretty well. And what he did was he gave rice and an elephant to kids in Japan, and I thought that was really nice. And it was really hard to decide who was charitable in Hetalia, because most of them are kind of money grubbing, for lack of better terms. But something drew me to Thailand. Like, I just clicked on his character profile just to see, and it drew me to him. So it's a sign. I believe in coincidences or something. Anyways, it was a sign that Thailand should be charity. And I feel like he's just a good guy that would just normally give. He seems like like Macau, a lot of the side characters and unknown characters, unknown in quotation marks, really kind characters. Like, the forefront of Hetalia are the bombastic ones, which is fine. But, like, him and Macau are just these calm, peaceful, giving characters. Next is Germany for diligence. Now, I debated between Germany and Prussia for this because they're both pretty hard, stern workers, and it is noted that Prussia is a very meticulous person, but I decided to go with Germany because he's such a neat freak and he's so pent up about his work, and he has to have a good work ethic to, like, do his stuff, and I'm just like, well, that's diligence right there. Careful with their work, zealous, has to make sure everything is perfect. Germany. I liked Germany for this one. Next is patience, which is Canada. Now, a bunch of people would probably just write Canada off as, oh, he's just a pansy character, he can't do this, he can't do that, and I'm just like, that's patience? It is stated that he does not like fighting, and he would prefer to go the peaceful route when doing things. And in the agendas they give us at school, there's a map in the back that shows all the countries and all their capitals. Israel has proclaimed their capital as Jerusalem. However, a bunch of nations have their embassy in, I think it's Tel Aviv. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. And Canada's like, we need to discuss this in peace talks. And I'm like, yeah, Canada. And also, Canada's just a passive aggressive. He isn't someone that's gonna have a war. Like, if he were to go to war, I'm pretty sure he would kick butt. But he's not the person to go out and seek war. So, Canada is patience. Next is kindness, which is Lithuania, and I cannot believe I have not talked about Lithuania, like, at all. I love Lithuania. He is one of my top 5 favorite Hetalia characters. I love the Baltics, and Lithuania and Latvia are probably my 2 favorite. I'm about to cry. Dang it. I have soft nerves. Anyways, so I debated between Lithuania and the Ukraine. I decided on Lithuania because Lithuania, when he gets stressed, he gets a stomachache. But he also likes doing things for other people. He likes to be that helpful person. However, he will work himself so hard that he gets so stressed that he gets a stomachache. Like, he's giving himself stomachaches. And I'm just like, Lithuania, calm down. And he's like, no, I have to be the big brother. I have to watch over the 2 little Baltics. And I'm just like, Lithuania, you're so kind. And I'm just, and Ukraine does too, but to a point. When Russia, like, wants to hang out with the Ukraine's like, no, Russia, I need to get on the good side of America, and he hates you. And then Russia's just like, but Belarus is over there. I want to be over there. And Ukraine's like, no, over there. So, Lithuania's kindness, that's good. Also, again, I've talked about Ukraine a lot. Ukraine and Prussia have got to be the 2 characters I've talked about the most. I want to showcase all the Hetalia characters because I love all of them. Yeah, where Romano's a gray issue. And no, Romano's not the gray issue. England's the gray issue. Yeah. Last but not least is Japan as humility. Now, humility, humbleness, and being humiliated are a couple different things. Being humiliated is kind of like being ridiculed. Being humble and having humility, though, are kind of similar. It's like you're not projecting your work to be more than it is. I feel like this is probably the most misunderstood one out of out of the 7, because when people look at humility, they might not think of it in biblical terms. But I picked Japan for this because I feel like he does a lot of work. I mean, and he isn't one to go out and boast about it, unlike China. When China does something, he's vocal about it. He's very loud, as with other countries. But I feel like Japan's just this calm, collected guy that's like, if he does something great, he's not gonna say something about it. Like, Japan's just quiet, he's calm, he's humble, he has humility. Feel like I'm getting philosophical here, and that's not what I want to do, because philosophy's confusing to me. Anyways, so Japan, he's humble, he's a good little guy. He isn't trying to project himself as more than he is, which is a good characteristic. These are all good things you should have, which, all of these traits are good things you should have. They're calm, and even though, yeah, they're embedded in Christianity, they're just good principles. I'm not trying to preach here. Anyway, so that's it for this video. Also, little smidget of an announcement here. When October comes, I have a bunch of videos planned. However, only one of them is Hetalia related. Now, what I want to know is if y'all are going to be okay with that. Because I'm going to do all the videos I had planned, including the Hetalia one. But if y'all just want me to shoehorn Hetalia stuff into October, I will, just so y'all will be happy. But, during the month of October, I do plan to do not that much Hetalia-based stuff. And if that's gonna make y'all unhappy, then I'm sorry. But I will see what I can do of putting more Hetalia in my October. But for now, it's only one Hetalia-based video for October. Anyways, thanks for watching. As always, because I appreciate y'all. And like and subscribe for more anime otaku related content. Ciao, chicos!